Hello, class. I'm so glad that you could join me today. My name is Peyton Koenig, and today we're going to be doing a lesson with a mental health focus. The title of today's lesson is Managing Stress, and we're going to be exploring stress and talking about ways to manage it. So first, I'm going to talk about some fun facts about stress. First, stress can cause acne, as you see in Exhibit A. Stress can increase how often you get sick. Stress makes it harder to remember things. Stress can actually reduce your life expectancy. And finally, stress can be good. So we're gonna start with an emotional check-in, and you see I have this graphic with 9 adorable dogs on it. And I just want you to look at them and then select the dog that resonates with how you're feeling today, and then hold up the corresponding number of fingers. I'll give you a second to do that. Thank you so much for sharing. Today, I'm feeling like number 3. So now I'm going to share the objectives for the lesson, and I wrote these in I can statements. The first one is I can identify causes of stress, and the second one is I can find ways to manage stress. You should be able to do this by the end of my lesson today. So now we're going to go over an overview of our lesson. So we're going to start with a breathing exercise to get us into the right mind state for this lesson. Then we're going to have a discussion about stress. We'll talk about what stress is, what causes stress, and ways to manage stress. And then students will also be able to share times that they felt stress. And then we'll read the book Ruby Finds a Worry by Tom Percival. We'll follow that up with a discussion about the book. And then we're going to go into a small group activity. I'm going to break that down a little further. So first, for the activity, I'm going to break the class into small groups. Then I will walk around and give each of the groups a scenario. An example scenario could be that you missed the bus in the morning before school. And then as a group, they're going to work together to identify the cause of stress from within the scenario. And then they're going to discuss ways that you can manage the stress. And then I'm going to hand out a piece of paper, and on the back of the paper, you're going to write down your scenario and the cause of stress from the scenario. And then on the front, you're going to create a visual that explains and shows the method that you chose to manage the stress. And you can use images, pictures, and words to put into your visual. And then finally, we'll meet back together as a class and then share out what each of the group discussed in their visuals. And then finally, the assessments and expectations for the lesson is that students will actively participate during the activities and discussions. Students will contribute during the small group activity, and then during these first 2 assessments, I'll walk around and it'll be a formative assessment. I'll take notes of any students that aren't actively participating and contributing, and they won't get the participation points. And then finally, all groups will turn in the visual that they create during the small group activity, and then they will receive points for completing this. And then we would move into the breathing exercise, but that's my introduction, and thank you for listening.